Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. But I'm gonna not say great world in this video. Instead, I'm gonna tell you my heart goes out to the Charlie Kirk family. You know, Charlie Kirk was a great guy. He spoke the truth, and he was always in search of the truth. And just because you don't agree with what somebody says, it doesn't make you righteous by turning to violence. Instead, it makes you a despicable coward. And, you know, I didn't say great world, but we do truly live in a great world. It just so happens that there's a lot of evil people in this world. And again, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And looking at XRP on the one-day chart, we're sitting here at $2.98. It was another green day for XRP. And, you know, it looks like we're going to start to continue to move upward. I keep seeing people still calling for this major pullback before we blast off. But so far, Bitcoin is also showing a lot of strength as well, sitting back above 113K. So is this the moment we've been waiting for? It sure looks like it's the beginning of the move up for Bitcoin, but we're just not quite there yet. Once Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, that will solidify that we are about to enter alt season. And, you know, this is the time we've been waiting for as XRP holders. I mean, we always wanted to get to the finish line. We are literally staring at the finish line. That's how close we actually are. The next couple of months are going to be crazy as XRP holders. We're going to be looking at our portfolios more than ever before, because we're going to be watching the value of our portfolios continue to rise day after day. And I'm telling you, this is it. I mean, anybody that's not invested or that's still sitting on the sidelines, they're about to regret it in the very near future. A lot of people are saying that the breakout is going to begin with the Fed cutting rates. Let's hope that happens. SEC delays decisions on staking for Ethereum ETFs, along with XRP and Solana funds. So again, another delay. And are they delaying this to coincide with market structure bill, the Clarity Act? Are they trying to make the timeline for the ETFs to go live coincide with that? We really don't know. I just wish the SEC would greenlight these spot ETFs already, because I know once they go live, that's it. We are going to get rich together. We are literally that close. 3iQ's XRP ETF, XRPQ surpasses 150 million AUM, now the largest in its category on the Toronto Stock Exchange. This shows you that there's demand for an XRP ETF. But I keep seeing all these people on the mainstream media. There's not a lot of demand outside of Bitcoin for ETFs. That is such nonsense. We already see the demand. That's why there's so many filings for an XRP ETF. We now have companies creating treasuries of XRP only, yet they don't think there's any institutional demand. And U.S. SEC Chairman Paul Atkins stated, "Crypto's time has come. Most crypto tokens are not securities." He also announced a plan for a super app that will consolidate crypto transactions into a single framework. I like the idea of where this is going, but approve the spot ETFs already. Let's get this done. And he is right. Crypto's time has come. It's getting integrated into everything. And utility-driven cryptocurrencies are the future. They're the ones getting integrated into the entire financial system. The Fed is expected to cut rates by 25 BPS on September 17th, a move that could boost risk appetite across markets. Meanwhile, XRP is structurally coiled, awaiting the SEC's decision. This could mean serious institutional inflows and long-term structural support for XRP. Now, if he cuts rates on September 17th, which everyone is expecting, that could signal go time. But I see other people saying that will most likely be the day that we see a dip on XRP. Like it'll rise up and then people will start to sell off. We've seen that happen in the past. But the Fed cutting rates, it's not a one-day event. That goes forward. In other words, it's going to push this market up even more over time. I'm hoping he goes 50 BPS at least. That would be even better. That would definitely get this entire market moving. But I'm sure some people will definitely sell every time XRP pumps up a little bit. You always see that sell-off begin. Then the market bounces back very quick. After the SEC case conclusion, Ripple is making huge XRP moves, millions of XRP being transferred. Are they preparing for mass adoption or new big partnerships? I noticed that as well. A lot of XRP is on the move all of a sudden, and a lot of it is coming from Ripple wallets. Something big is brewing in the background. While we are looking at the market hoping it takes off as soon as possible, in the background, a lot of major moves are happening, in my opinion. I've never seen this much XRP movement in the past, not like now. And it all started after the SEC case ended. Something is coming. XRP community spots Ripple logo in Apple's new iPhone 17. And you see it right here. And then they start talking about how much XRP for an iPhone. So iPhone would cost you nearly 2,000 XRP. That was back when XRP was sitting at 50 cents, while the Pro Max version stretched above 2,700 XRP. Fast forward to today, with XRP at $3, and the same devices are suddenly much lighter. 333 XRP for the base iPhone 17, 400 XRP for the Pro, and 466 XRP for the Pro Max. Now, me personally, I would never sell my XRP to buy an iPhone. But I think we're going to be pricing a lot of things in XRP in the future. How much for that house? Well, that's going to cost you 150 XRP. How much for that car? That's going to be 75 XRP. That's the future we are heading into. You know, there's going to come a time where we pay directly right from our crypto wallet to the merchant's wallet. That's all going to come with institutional and mass adoption. But it shows you how far XRP has come already. And we haven't even gotten started yet. We have a long way to go from here. XRP price would need to reach $983 to erase U.S. debt, as Russia warns of a crypto cloud reset. Now, I don't think we're going to be paying off the debt with XRP. The debt is going to become tokenized, and they're going to spread the debt out far and wide. They're going to allow everybody around the world to invest in U.S. debt. Even retail will be able to invest in the debt. But they're going to devalue the U.S. dollar as well. I think that is when we will see the rise of the new digital dollar. It's already here, but I'm thinking that you'll see two systems. You'll have the current system with the petrodollar and a new gold-backed digital dollar. And they're going to leave this system that we have today in the past. It's just going to disappear and our debt's going to disappear with it. I think they're just going to reset the debt is what I'm saying. But XRP, it's built to do so much more. People always look at what it would take for XRP to pay off the debt, pay off this, pay off that. You got to remember, XRP was built to move value, anything of value, all around the world. It offers on-demand liquidity. That means the banks can get all their nostro vostro cash back into the bank. It's so much bigger than people think. And I made some predictions in previous videos, and people said to me, Rich, you're crazy. It's going so much higher. Take a look at what Jake Claver said about the $2,500 XRP. But I got to point out, and I want you to listen to this 1-minute clip of Jake Claver, because he tells you what it's going to take to get there.
So let's talk about XRP, because I bought a chunk. What happens if it goes to 2,500? What needs to happen for that to happen?
There's a lot of things that that's the requirements for that to happen. A lot of people just tell you, oh, there's, flip a switch, get out of here with that stuff. There's actually global macroeconomic events that need to play out in order for that supply shock to take place to push it to that value. And that's what it would have to be. There's supply and demand economics. People look at total market cap, but in reality, it's whatever the supply is on the market for purchase that drives the liquidity and the market dynamics and value.
But can't they make more XRP?
They cannot. So originally there was 100 billion. XNS was what it was originally called, minted June 2nd of 2012. And they black holed that account. So what that means is nobody has access to it. They can't get back into it. They can never mint more. Nobody can freeze the XRP. It is locked at 100 billion and 5,000 of them are burnt every single day. So it's literally the only deflationary asset besides like uranium on the planet.
But that makes it more valuable.
Yeah.
He is right. He doesn't believe in a flip of the switch moment. But Black Swan Capitalist says when the banks come out of the testing phase, that will be the flip of the switch moment. XRP will instantly go above $1,000. I think it's going to take a little bit more than that. I think we're at the early stages of it already. It's going to be company after company locking away XRP, country after country locking away XRP. And at the same time, scarcity is going to develop while demand continues to rise. I think that's what's really going to push the price of XRP. But there is a hell of a lot of catalyst for this cryptocurrency right now. In this cycle, if we were not to see a utility run, like if a utility run does not begin, which I still believe it's going to in the short term, if we were going to go through this cycle with the catalyst we have so far, I still think we're looking at a possible 3-digit XRP. It comes down to the ETFs. It also comes down to how quick the institutions flow into this space once they get the green light through regulations. That's going to be the game changers. And then beyond that, we start to look at ISO, how much value's coming from ISO, because that's going to be a big deal as well. What I'm telling you is this: we are still early on the price of XRP. It's going so much higher than what people think. And this is short term. I think what's going to happen, though, is they're going to wait for everyone to jump out. Then the price is going to go up. In other words, people are going to be selling off at $5, $10, $20, and so on along the way. And as those people are exiting, thinking a major pullback is coming, I think they're just going to full send it. And this way, those people would be priced out forever. Or they would buy back in, but they'd be buying back maybe half of their original bag or 25% of their original bag if they were to sell their entire bag. And like I told you, there's nothing wrong with taking profit. If you got to take profit, though, I would wait until after the ETFs go live. I'd also wait until the price really jumps up. Maybe in January, because everybody's calling for the top to come in January. So then, if you were to take profit in January, February, I still think is going to be big because that ETF money, it's going to be a consistent flow for a period of time. That's why I don't think the pullbacks are going to be as deep as what people are calling for. But you know, until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.